This is day 6 of 30 days, 30 concepts that you might forget in the exams. Now, what is fair value of an asset? Fair value is typically understood as the value that you would receive after selling the asset or transferring the liability in an orderly transaction. Why orderly transaction? Because it has to be a routine transaction between market participants. Why market participants? Because it would naturally remove the component of bias. Now there are two types of markets here. Firstly, what we understand is called as a primary market. Now what is primary market? Primary market is something where the item that is being sold or valued is naturally sold a lot. उसमें activities बहुत सारी होती है, volume बहुत ज़्यादा होता है उस market में. Now this market has to be considered as the most as a first preference market because ये primary market हो गया. अगर ऐसा कोई market ही नहीं है तो what we have to consider is called as a most advantageous market. Now, what does most advantageous market mean? Most advantageous market means that if there is an item which has to be sold and there is no primary market as such for the item, standard says that look for the market where the price will be the highest. अगर कोई primary market नहीं है तो वहाँ बेच के देखो कि तुमको सबसे ज़्यादा price मिले. Now, while calculating the price that you would receive, you typically consider what? You consider the price that you would receive less all the cost that you will have to incur. Now, this includes the transportation cost और intermediary के transaction cost कोई है वो. Now this is called as net proceeds. Now net proceeds में क्या करते हैं हम? Sale value less all the cost involved, which is typically the transportation cost and transaction cost, which is the intermediary cost. This proceeds have to be calculated only to determine which is the most advantageous market. Now net proceeds are not the fair value of the item. Now fair value is computed by taking into consideration the value that you've received less the transportation cost. Intermediary cost standard allow नहीं करता है. This becomes very typical when you compute your fair value and net proceeds for questions on Ind AS 115.